if you're scouting, I wouldn't push that too much. I'd more go out and just kind of look around and stuff like that.
Absolutely. I think we may have had a little technical difficulty there. I'm not sure if we were streaming on YouTube and on Facebook, but I think we might be now. Somebody speak up in the comments and let me know if you hearing us out there.
Yeah, it's got to let us know because this first time around for us for live, so might be a little bit of a learning curve.
Okay, I just got a text message said we weren't on Facebook. Let's just see where we're at. I think we should be up there live now. See if I can get the comments up. So, hey, you got anything on the baseball over there, Colton? You heard anything on the Braves and the spring training?
Braves played their 5th game spring training today. The highlights for the game: Ryan O'Hearn for the Pirates singles to right field, giving the Pirates a 1-0 lead over the Braves. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Jurickson Profar doubles to right field. Drake Baldwin comes in to score, ties the game up 1-1, and Austin Riley homers to center field. Jurickson Profar scores and makes the game 3-1. No more runs scored. That was the game.
So Braves are what? What's their record in spring training right now?
Right now they are 4-1.
4-1, looking good so far. So
yeah, well, Grumpy Fishman says he sees us on there now. He just threw us a little comment up. Yeah, I see he's alive there.
Well, yeah, we're verified. We're on there now, so at least we got somebody talking about it.
There you go. I mean, hey, we had some technical difficulties right there at the first, but I think we got it straightened out now. I think we're good to go. But like I said, we're gonna talk turkeys, spring turkeys. We're gonna talk about a post deer season, maybe drift off into some spring bass fishing and some crappie fishing. We're talking about going out and pre-scouting during deer season, picking up on where those turkeys are roosting at, and watching where their travel routes are, kind of keeping up where they're at, what they want to do, where they want to be. It helps you out a lot in the springtime. You get out there and figure it out, and it's half the battle. Those birds are still going to be tough, but at least you'll have one leg up on them when it gets time to get out there and hunt them. I know it used to help me out a lot to watch them in the wintertime. I know you've probably seen some out there this year yourself, Brian. You kind of got an idea.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of gobblers actually in November. If I'd have had a bow with me and a turkey tag, I could have tagged out right there in no time. We both could have tagged out. It's good to sit there and watch, and for people that's never turkey hunted or want to get into turkey hunting, it ain't easy, man. Turkey hunting is not like deer hunting. It is it's probably one of the most challenging hunts I've been on is turkey hunting. I'm convinced that if they had a nose like a deer, you wouldn't be able to take one. But it's good to sit there, and that's the same thing with deer hunting too. Watch different things certain times of the year and see what they're doing. Once your season comes around, like with turkey season, you're going to have a really good idea where those turkeys are at come season.
Right. You know, you got different kind of birds too you hunt. You got woods birds, you got field birds, you got those pasture birds, which is what we were pretty much used to hunting for the years with those pasture birds. They're hard to kill because they see you coming for a mile, and you can't really get in there and get set up on them without them busting you and flying off. But we took some good birds on pastures. You know, you can see them out there, and it drives you crazy because they'll be out there with a bunch of hens, and you can't get anywhere near the edge of that field because if they see you in that pasture, they'll take off and you'll never see them again. But we were fortunate enough to kill several doing that, hunting those pasture birds. But we hunted a little different than most. We kind of set up like deer hunting. You know, get a blind and set up on the edge of a pasture or edge on a field and just wait them out. And then when they, just call to them every now and then softly and get them to come in, maybe get one to gobble. And then it just takes them a long time to cross an opening like that and come to you, especially if they got hens with them. It makes it tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways, just like anything you're hunting. I mean, you can hunt them different ways. You can chase them down, set up here, set up there, and chase the gobble and try to cut them off. Or you could do like we were talking about, watch what they do kind of in a natural setting. When you're not hunting them, when you see what they're doing, when you're not hunting the turkeys, you can in a way, you can kind of pay more attention because you're not focused on taking a turkey. You're sitting there maybe deer hunting, or you're out doing something else, and you're watching what these turkeys are doing. Well, then you don't have to go in there and run and gun or whatever you want to call it and chase these turkeys around. You can set up in one good spot and take you some snacks or whatever, sit there all day and wait them out because they're going to come there, and you're not calling to them. You're not educating these turkeys on false calling or anything like that, because they are smart enough to know you call the turkeys enough, they're not going to come to no calls.
That's right. They will not come.
It's a good tactic to just kind of watch, I think, and tuck yourself back somewhere and sit there and just wait them out.
Right. Have patience. You got to have patience.
Yeah.
If you're gonna hunt turkeys, you better learn some patience, because you're gonna have to have a lot of it. And I know you get out there and try to hunt those turkeys and set up and call them, and they'll gobble at you, and you think, oh, here he comes, but it's not always the case. And then you just don't want to call too much. You start calling too much, and the bird starts hammering, but he ain't moving. You might want to shut up.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna turn and go the other way and get away from you.
Yeah.
I know
he's played that game before.
Yeah, I know from sitting on those birds, all day or most of the day, and learning their patterns, because I don't know whether people realize or not, but turkeys are kind of a creature of habit. I mean, they come off the roost and they're on a mission. They got somewhere they want to be, and they're going there every day. Where they want to go in there and scratch and feed and whatever, and hang out when the sun's up and it's warm outside. It's hot and they don't want to be out there in the bright sunshine. They'll find those little places, and that's where they'll hang out at. And they'll make a circle. Basically, the way we learned the birds where we were at, we hunted them so many years, was those birds would come off the roost and they want to make one circle on that property every day, and they're going to end up right back where they roost at. Now they may cut in somewhere different coming back to that roost, but they're going to make that general area their home, and they're going to stay in it every day.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just about count on it. I mean, you can run and chase these birds, but I done got too fat and old to be chasing birds,
Thanks, Priscilla, for supporting. I see you up there in the comments.
Yeah, Priscilla, good to see you in the comments up there. Thanks for supporting us. You an old grumpy fisherman over there.
Yeah, that's 2 more people than I thought would comment. So that's
yeah, there you go. Hey, if you happen to be on here listening, you got a question or a comment, throw it up there.
Yeah, nice. Subscribe. I think you gotta subscribe and all that to our page to be able to comment on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. But that's what we want. We want you to subscribe. It don't cost anything. Just got to have a YouTube account. Hit the subscribe button and talk to us, and we'll talk back and forth, tell some jokes, do whatever. It'll be a good time.
Absolutely. Hit that thumbs up button too.
Yeah.
We get that thumbs up. That helps the algorithm on this thing and helps us get out there a little bit better. Helps us out. Everything we can get helped out with, it helps us out. But we appreciate you being there anyway, supporting us. And like I said, get on there and get on the YouTube, get your YouTube channel, and get on there and subscribe to our channel, and and get on there and make comments and join in on the talk.
Yeah. Speaking of support, our first supporter, sponsor, whatever, Big Time Beverages over here in Cartersville, right here off of that's Highway 411, down the road from here over here. They're nice enough to hook us up with their store picks every month, and wanted us to give them a shout out on our podcast. So I'll give them a shout out. Big Time Beverages in Cartersville. This month, their store pick is the Buffalo Trace Barrel Select. So if you're around Cartersville and want to go up there and try it out, give them a try. They got a good bourbon selection.
Yeah, we got Kegel on here. Wants to know what's the biggest buck that we've ever killed. You want to chime in first?
Biggest buck that I've ever killed personally is going to be these 2 right here. Inches wise, we don't count inches a whole lot, but this one here, it's a clean 142-inch 8-pointer. This is a 9-pointer. If I had to guess, he's probably mid 140s, something like that. And then if you want to know the biggest one out of the group that's been killed, you need to talk to that old man sitting over there. He's outdone us all, and we probably won't ever match that one. This deer's in the 180 class deer, non-typical, wild, fair chase deer.
Yeah,
it's a giant deer. there's pictures of it on our Facebook and all over our page and all kind of stuff like that. So
Yeah, well, 3 shots killed the biggest deer in the group. I've taken a couple in the 140s. Hadn't got one 150 yet, but I've been all over it. And I know Brandon's had a couple that were close. You know, we've seen some and just hadn't closed the deal with them. But yeah, we've taken some good deer up there on our farm in Kentucky. We had another 170, I think 173 and some change killed with a bow on our farm. And then it was one killed right next to us. It was like 198 and some change.
yeah, that was a giant,
absolute monster. I mean, we've got some on film that are huge that would probably go in the high 180s, 190s. I mean, they're big deer.
Yeah,
they're tough to kill. I mean, that's all there is to it. They're tough to kill.
Yeah, it ain't nothing about it easy. So, like I said, we hunt about a week or so, 8, 9, 10 days out of the year, hunt hard for these deer. And when you limit yourself to that, it don't matter how good of a piece of property you got. You limit yourself to that many days, and you're fighting weather and all this kind of stuff at the right time. It's tough, but that's what makes it fun. I mean, if we went out there and killed 200-inch deer every weekend, you know, I'm not real sure if it'd be as fun. I mean, it makes you kind of appreciate it when you get out there and hunt hard and stuff like that and kill a solid deer. I mean, just something that makes you happy. And that's what we do. I mean, we try to manage and things like that and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we're out there to make memories and just shoot solid deer. So I'd rather shoot 145-inch deer every year for the rest of my life than wait all these years just to try to kill a 200-inch deer or something. That size is not a huge deal to me when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's not about size. It's we shoot some very good deer up there in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean, some really good deer, and you know, there's been several taken up there, and it's not all about going up there and killing a 200-inch deer, even a 150. You know, I mean, you know, if we talked about it one time before, if you get up there and you see something, we try not to shoot the 130s if we can get, you know, not do it. But we got Colton hunting there. You know, he's a brand new hunter, and he's just now getting going. He's actually taken a nice buck already. I mean, I don't know, he's lucky, but he got out there on his first real hunt, and actually his first deer was a pretty nice 8-pointer.
Yeah.
You know, by anybody's standards, it was, I don't know what it scored. I don't even think we scored it, but it was a good deer. Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of grown men saying, "Good God, man, you know, I'd love to have something like that," you know, and it was a good deer. It might have been in the 130s. I don't know. It may have made 130.
Yeah,
but it was a good one.
It was, and especially for a kid.
Yeah, we don't, like I said, I'm sitting up there waiting on a 200-inch deer. I've been waiting on one all my life, and maybe it'll happen. I'm not going to say they're not up there because they probably are. That's the kind of caliber deer we got up there, but that's what makes it so fun to go up there and hunt, because you never know what's going to walk out on you at any given time. I mean, it can happen. And we've seen some giants. I mean, some absolute monsters.
The pictures don't lie.
We got some trail cam pics like you wouldn't believe. And like I said, we go up there we only hunt like 9 straight days in Kentucky, and that's during the rut in this rifle season. We used to bow hunt a good bit. We backed off the bow hunting just to take the pressure off the farm, and we don't do much of that anymore. There's still a little bit of that going on. We've got some guys that hunt up there and bow hunt, and they bow hunt a week up there, and you know, we just don't put a lot of pressure on the farm, and that's what it's all about, is trying to keep the pressure, because it's kind of like the Midwest, kind of like Illinois. You know, you got a lot of grain fields, you got a lot of crop fields, you got strips of woods, you know, hollows and big creeks and stuff like that around it, and you know, the deer live in those little stretches of woods. I mean, there's nowhere else for them to live, and if you get an aerial view, you'll look around for 80, 90, 100 miles. That's all you see. I mean, it's just fields and strips of woods. You know, there's nothing any bigger than probably, I would say, 15, 20 acres of wood lot, you know, between those fields. But somehow those deer survive, and they live in it, and they've learned to live in it. They've adapted to it. And it's just, I mean, it makes the hunting a lot easier. you can pretty much pattern them, when you got
Yeah.
the food.
Yeah, and right now is a good time to start getting, while you're out scouting for turkeys or looking for a place to turkey hunt, or if you don't turkey hunt, you just wanting to get out in the woods and do something. Right now is a really good time to scout for deer. Not a lot of people think about that. Deer season's over, but all the leaves are gone. All the leaves that have fell on the ground have probably gotten wet and rotted away. So when the deer travel these normal trails that they're on this time of year, because right now they only think about two things: food and cover. That is it. There's nothing else going on. It's a really good time to get out there and see the trails, because they're going to be beat down. They'll be beat down to the dirt, middle of the woods, just because there's no other leaves falling or anything. So when they're constantly going back and forth, you'll be able to see where they're going. All the old scrapes, old horn trees, those are gonna be very prevalent in the woods, because you have, like I said, no underbrush. Everything's dead. Everything's gone. So it's a really good time. And plus you can get in there and spend a lot of time and not worry about messing up your deer hunt for the upcoming season, because like Dad said, we only hunt that short amount of time. And I think over the years we kind of realized that the more you go in there, kind of the worse off you are, because you're in and out. These deer on our particular farm, they know as soon as the truck hits that gravel road, they can hear it, and they know they're coming in, going out, coming in and going out. They hear farmers coming in, so they've adapted to this place to know when people are there and when people are not. And you hit that place hard for 3, 4, 5 days in a row, it's gonna shut the deer movement down. So this time of year, you go in there as much as you want, in and out every weekend for a few months, whatever. Look around, do some scouting, set up for next year, and that way, when summertime comes, you have very little scouting to do. You can put your cameras out or food or whatever. You can go in and get out. You ain't got to worry about scouting too much, because chances are what they're doing right now on a food and cover pattern is going to be the same thing that they're going to be doing once summertime comes, because that's all they're going to be doing: food and cover, back and forth. That's it. So keep an eye out for those little things like that. And when you're scouting too, this time of year, something that we learned a while back, kind of look beyond your property lines. It'll kind of give you, like, let's say you use Google Earth or Onyx or whatever, and you're looking at your property on an overhead view. You need to kind of widen your view a little bit, and that can give you an idea of kind of the where and why you're seeing certain deer in certain places, because sometimes people only look at their property on the map. You kind of, because deer are going to come off of other properties too and come onto your place. So you got to figure out, okay, well, that's why they're coming from that area of the property, because on the other side of this, off of our property, there might be a big thicket or a grain field or an oak tree, one certain oak tree that they like to eat under, because it's somewhere that they feel safe. But they might travel another mile back over to your property to bed. So keep an eye on those things when you're doing scouting.
Yeah, it's important to watch that stuff, because those deer end up using, what they could use on those properties, because they don't have a lot of cover, and they use all the woods that they can get in, every bit of cover they can get. And when you look over an aerial map and you're looking at another property, you can pick up the thick areas that are leading to your property. You can pick that up.
Yeah, it'll answer a lot of questions.
Yeah, you can pick it up and you'll know where they're coming in on your property. Yeah. It just helps you to learn their travel corridors, where because those bucks will come from 4 or 5 miles when the rut starts. It's there's no telling where they're gonna come from. They'll come right in there on top of you. You can't you can't get enough information.
Yeah. Yeah, gathering information is definitely key. You do that, do it while you're hunting. Even if you're not seeing the big deer or whatever deer you want to hunt, take all that stuff in. It's only going to help you.
Yeah, unless you're lucky like Brandon, and you can just sit down in a hay barn with a cup of coffee and go to sleep and take a nap and wake up and there's a 140-inch 8-pointer standing right in front of you, tending to do in a clump of grass,
Yeah.
It's the only grass in the field. The rest of it's manicured.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, they'll do that when it's the right time of year. These deer, we were talking about the place we hunt only has certain strips of wood. So if these deer are looking for cover, they're gonna find it anywhere. This deer right here, matter of fact, this deer right here that he's talking about, I killed it out of a barn after I woke up. I was asleep, and come out of nowhere. I mean, absolute nowhere. He stood up in a patch of grass that wasn't no bigger than probably 2 vehicles. Is about how big it was, and probably 3 or 4 foot high. And he stood up out there, been laying there all night long. And my granddaddy drove by him, probably drove 50 yards from him on a 4-wheeler that morning, and the deer never got up. And right after daylight, he just stood up out there, and he laid there all night, watched, because he could sit that particular area. We were talking about, kind of scouting and these deer kind of knowing when you're on and off the farm. He could lay right there at that certain spot and see everything. He could see people coming in and out. He knew when people were driving in, when people were driving out. He could see everything on the farm, and he had learned that. So he as much as we like to pattern deer or whatever, he was patterning people. He was trying to figure out the safest place he could be, where he could know what was happening. He could get out. He'd run 50 yards and been gone. You'd have never seen him again. So that was a luck thing. Hunting's a lot of luck, and that day was luck for sure.
Yeah, they like to pattern you for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, we've had them pattern us. I mean, they'll get in the most crazy places and bed down. I mean, they'll bed down close to where you're at. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, old 3-Shot over here drove right by that buck, and he never moved.
Never moved.
And
Never
I mean,
moved.
it phased him, and there was a doe bedded with him.
Yep. They both laid right there.
He would have moved.
You had already seen that deer probably a couple of days before that.
Oh yeah, that's the one he saw over there in the old master bedroom where he was hunting at.
Yeah.
And he saw the deer and he didn't get a shot at it. And lo and behold, he wasn't drinking coffee. That's what it was. He had to have that cup of coffee and take a nap. That's what it was.
Yeah. Because I was snoozing. I just happened to wake up and look out there, and he was standing up as I woke up.
Yeah, it don't work out that way for me. I don't have that kind of luck.
I hadn't had that kind of luck ever since, so I don't know.
I think
maybe that was my one time.
He inherited it from Daddy over here. He's inherited it from him. He's got that kind of luck too, don't he?
Yeah, he does. He does got some good luck.
I mean, it's just that's the way it is. So I mean, that's deer hunting, but that's what we enjoy doing, and we get out there and hunt those deer and try to get out there and scout like we were talking about before. Get out there and scout now. As a matter of fact, we're slacking. We should already be up there. We've got to make a trip up here pretty quick and walk around, because, like Brandon was saying, those trails are beat down by concrete. You can see them. I mean, it's just, you can see every single trail they use. And then those longer used trails generally are your bucks, because they don't get packed down as much as those does travel. But you can pick up on those too while you're out there. A lot of your creek crosses where it's been real thick, and it even stayed thick during the fall, before it really, really got cold and everything fell off where you could see everything. But you can check those, check those crossings out, and you can pick up on those deer where they cross at, and it helps you out, because you can have some stand placement when you find those hot trails. It might be somewhere you didn't really, see before, and that's how it works. So, what we got Priscilla chiming in there about?
Yeah. She said that Jamie said he was born with a horseshoe.
Oh yeah, he got a horseshoe up his ass. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so Jamie. So now Jamie just got bad luck. That's what it is.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
I feel you, Jamie. I got bad luck.
I know Priscilla's got one, because she's got the same horseshoe. That's for sure. Yeah. Don't let her get in your stand. She'll kill you, deer.
Yeah, she will.
Yeah, I mean, we already know that. We know Papa knows that, because he did that. And he had his chance. He shot and missed, and then put her in the stand, and she killed it.
Yeah.
She just took him to school and showed him how it was done, I guess. I thought that was funny. But that was fun.
It's a good time. Also, when you're scouting right now, you can find some sheds. We might be a little, what is this, February 25th? You might start finding some every now and then. I can give it about another maybe about another month or so. Probably about another month, you should really start finding sheds if you get out there. So that's a fun
Yeah,
thing to do too all season. Is go out there and
we had,
scout, look
I
for
can't
sheds.
remember. We had pics with them holding on to their racks all the way into March and April.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know.
It happens. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we saw something that was everything was starting to bloom.
Yeah.
And we saw stuff still holding them. You know, it's crazy. But we did find some down there, and it's you can get out there and find a few because there's some going to drop them now. They shouldn't be dropping. Get on some of those crosses, those fence crosses and stuff where they're jumping. You'll just drop them on the side of those fences when you jump over them. And creek crosses are a good place to find them too. Get on those ditches and stuff where they have to cross big ditches. And generally, when they make that jump, that's when it loosens that rack up more. One or two of them will fall off.
Yeah.
You get lucky to find both sides, but you might find one side. But yeah, as far as the scouting goes, that's the one good thing about the scouting this time of the year. You can pick up sheds while you're out there. You can get all the information you can get. It's a good time to do maintenance on stands, check straps, make sure your stands are secure. I mean, that squirrels chew on them. They rot over a year's time. We check ours every year, and we usually put 2 straps on each stand. So if one lets go, we know we got one to hold it. I mean, had a little scare up there one time. I think it was 16 degrees, and me and old 3-Shot were in a ladder stand on a muzzleloader hunt late season, and we were sitting in the stand, and we've been sitting up there. And I'm not a light person; I'm kind of heavy, and old 3-Shot don't weigh that much, but he got a little weight on him too. And we had the guns and our backpacks up in there with us, and we've been sitting there for about 4 hours, and I heard a noise. Something just went kind of. I'm like, what was that? I didn't think nothing about it, and a few minutes later, I heard it again. Well, I looked over at him, and I'm like, I think that was the stand. And yeah, it was a stand, all right. I looked down at the ladder, and it looked like a banana. It was bowing out, and we were up there 16 foot off the ground, and I'm kind of freaked out. And I'm like, we got to get out of this stand somehow. So I got the rope, started letting the stuff down nice and slow, let the guns down, let the backpacks down, and I crawled out of it and got on the ground and pushed the ladder back, held it back, and let old 3-Shot get down. And we went to the truck. We were done. That was enough for us. We'd already froze to death anyway, but we thought we were fixing to go down. And that was just I don't have no idea why that strap was loose. No idea.
The wind, when the wind blows, if you hunt ladder stands or whatever you hunt, especially ladder stands, wind blows and moves the tree around, it's going to loosen your straps up. So every year, check them.
Could have been the one that hung it. And I'm not going to name any names, but it wasn't us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it could have been the one that hung it. I don't know about that though.
It could have been operator error on your end. I don't know.
I think he was a Democrat.
Yeah, it was actually your it was your stand. So I guess you loosened it up. Anybody to hunt out of it, but
Yeah, I was trying to mess y'all. You done kill one deer out of my stand. I wasn't gonna have it again.
Yeah, we didn't get back in
there. Matter of fact, I had hung that stand and couldn't hunt that year, and you killed a deer out of that stand.
Yeah, you know what? We quit hunting out of your stands after that.
Yeah,
we stayed away from them. That was a good thing. I understand why you did it, and it worked.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked for somebody.
Yeah, we stay out of your stands now, so But we don't hunt out of lock-ons. We hunt out of ladder stands, box blinds. I'm not too proud of setting a box blind. I have learned to enjoy the box blinds. You can get away with a lot of stuff in a box blind. You can make noise. The wind doesn't affect your scent as bad, doesn't put your scent all over everything. And you're out of the element. For one thing, you can run a heater. I mean, I'm spoiled. I mean, I'll say it. But, if you've got the place and the means to do it, that's the way to hunt deer. If you can get in a good area where you see a lot of deer and there's a lot of deer movement in that area, by all means, put a box stand in there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for kids and stuff like that too. If you got a young kid, put them in a blind or a box stand or something like that. They can move around, flip around, and move all they want to, and it ain't gonna affect nothing. It's just it's good all around.
Oh, look like we got a cousin on here. Oh, David Rice. Yeah.
What's going on?
Check on the conversation there, David.
Yeah.
Glad to see you on here. Glad to see you in the chat. we're trying to we'll teach you something if you'll get on here. Stay on here sometime. We'll teach you something. Go on there and give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. We'd appreciate it. You know, spread the love. But back to that scouting deer. You know, it's a fun thing to do too before it gets hot. It's not any fun to go and try to do stand maintenance to scout when it's, you know, 100 degrees and the ticks and the chiggers are just waiting on you to walk in so they can suck the life out of you.
Yeah, chances are that's probably when we'll wait to go, is when it's so hot you can't stand it. I don't know why we do that every year.
Yeah,
it's just kind of how it works out. But we'll try to get out there before too long and mess around a little bit. We ain't got a whole lot to do, but you know, like we were saying, just do a little scouting. Kind of, even though we know what the deer do on our place because we've hunted there for so long, it doesn't really matter if you've hunted there forever. I mean, you're going to find something new every year, and kind of take your most recent information from the season before and kind of pass that along too, and it'll definitely help you out.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons we go up when it's hot is because we get anxious for cooler weather by that time, and we want it to be 30 degrees when it's 105 in the shade.
Yeah.
Humidity's up. I think the last time we went up there with Colton wanted to go up and camp, we had a bad experience up there with the camping trip. We were going to camp in a tent, and it was in August, and it was brutal. I mean,
I'll never do that again.
Oh, I remember that.
It made me so mad.
bad.
It made me so mad when I got back. I threw my tent in the trash. I said, I'll never do that again. and I haven't. And it went in the trash. I'm done with the camping in the tent. I got spoiled, I guess. I mean, you know, I like the air conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounded like a good idea.
It did sound good, but it didn't work out well.
No.
I mean, it was, and then add insult to injury, we ate barbecue for supper, and you know, that was, you know, that would go well in the heat anyway, you know, and we were all not feeling wonderful.
Yeah.
But, yeah. You don't want to go up there in the hot summertime and do your scouting. You definitely want to do that when it's cooler. And I wouldn't wait till spring either, because that's when them chiggers and ticks are hungry.
Yeah.
You know, get it before it happens.
Yeah. Speaking of spring, it's getting about crappie fishing time for us. We usually try to go about this time of year, March, early April. Try to get out there and do a little crappie fishing. If I didn't have to work this weekend, I'd try to go this weekend. I think it's gonna be 70 Saturday, so it's gonna be super nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Lake Wedowee myself Saturday bass fishing. So
yeah, I'll think about you while I'm at work.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out down there with a grumpy fisherman. We're gonna be I'm gonna go out there and get in the boat with him and listen to him be griping. He's grumpy all the time.
Yeah,
but we do catch fish, but we're gonna do a little bass fishing. But the crappie, you know, I know we made a little post the other day about crappie starting to get right. The crappie about to get right, and some of them saying, "Oh, they're already right." Well, we know they're already right for the people like us that like to fish in the cold weather. But for most people, just general fishermen, like to go in the spring when it starts to warm up and the crappie start to get close to the bank, and that's when they get the minnows out and they get the jigs out and they troll for them out in the lakes, and they get on the banks and find them a brush pile and throw some minnows out there and sit and watch them go down. And that's kind of what we're talking about now. I mean, I enjoy getting out there and dragging a crappie jig behind a boat, trolling motor, and get out there and troll around and catch those crappie. That's a lot of fun. And when spring gets here, that's when they really turn on in the shallow water, and it's easy to catch them like that. In the winter, you pretty much need to have forward-facing sonar on your boat. You know, you got to locate them. They're in there. It's tough to find them. But once you find them, you can catch them. I mean, they will bite in the dead of the winter. I mean, I've caught them in it freezing and in the 20s. You can catch them. We've caught them this past winter like that. But we all need to concentrate on the spring coming here, because that's when the fun starts. That's when everybody can get out there and enjoy it. You know, you get your kids out there, get them involved. You know, it's not too cold for them to get out on the lake and drown some minnows, you know.
Yeah.
And I know we go, usually you and Colton and old Three Shop go down there to Wedowee and drag some jigs and catch some crappie. We've done pretty good with it early in the spring like that.
We tear some crappie up all through March, early early April, probably first week or so April, as long as it's not getting too warm. You can still catch them a little bit into April like that trolling. But yeah, we just go to places that we've caught them in the past, up in creek channels and over some structure, things like that. Just the same place every year. That's where we kind of start off. And if we don't catch fish there, we'll go somewhere else. But if you catch fish somewhere in a certain time of the year, that next time of the year, start right there. Because chances are you're gonna catch them again right there because there's a reason they're there.
Yeah, them crappie are pretty predictable like that. They go on. There's one thing for sure: when it gets right, they're gonna pull up and spawn.
Yeah, and
they're gonna spawn up in shallow water. They're not gonna spawn out there deep. So they move in. They just start staging in. When we're catching them out there, out in the pockets in those creeks and stuff out there, just trolling around. They haven't pulled up on the bank yet, but they're staging to go up on the bank.
Yeah,
they're already full of eggs and they're ready to go up there. They're waiting on that temperature to get right. And then they're going to pull up in that dirt, shallow water. I mean, we've caught them in inches of water. I know old 3-Shot, I remember back when I was a kid, I can remember a time we went to Lake Ackworth and he was catching them crappie. Tell them how you was catching those crappie when we was in it. That time you had that cooler sitting there and you were loading that cooler up with all them crappie. Was it Lake Ackworth? You was catching them on that?
Yeah, I remember that.
On a jig, and then you catch them on a bare hook too.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of fish there that day. He was catching, laying waste to them. I mean, you just drop it in, bam, there's one on it. I mean, you couldn't even see the fish. The water was a little stained, but it couldn't have been 6 inches deep. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, but we like to catch them in the spring. I know everybody else likes to catch them in the spring. And it's time to get out there. I mean, I believe you can catch them now. They're starting to pull up and stage. They're not on the bank yet, but they're close enough to the bank that you can throw to them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get out there and throw to them from the bank and catch them. Get you a float and run it up on your line and tie your little chartreuse crappie jig on there and just throw it out there and just pull that float up about 3 foot and just slow reel it back to the bank. I mean, that's a good way to catch them. That white or chartreuse, any good crappie jig, a curly tail jig, or anything will work well. I mean, or get some live minnows and throw out there. It'll get them too.
You can't beat live minnows.
No, you can't beat live minnows. It'll get them.
Yep.
You can actually troll live minnows behind the boat too.
Yeah.
And it works. I mean, you can troll slow, but you can troll minnows and catch them fish. It's just like pulling a jig. I mean, you put your little split shot up on that thing and get it up about a foot and a half from the hook, a little number 6 gold Aberdeen hook, and you're good to go. I mean, that'll work. Hook it on that minnow and let it rip. Catch those crappie.
Yep.
Anybody in the chat ready to go crappie fishing? Anybody on here crappie fish? If you do, tell us where you're doing it at. I know the Grumpy Fisherman does, because he does it with me on Wee Dowie in the freezing wintertime.
Yeah, y'all crazy.
I mean, we've been up there and it's so cold. I mean, you got to dip your rod in the water to get the eyes unfroze.
But that's cold.
Yeah,
that's when I go to the fish market and get my fish.
We were not accused of having good sense. You get old, you start losing your mind. I think that's where I'm going to go. Is your mind?
Yeah. I've battled the elements deer hunting for sure, but I don't know if I've battled them as bad on the water fishing. I've been cold fishing. That 60, 65 mile an hour ride to the fishing hole in the first thing in the morning in the early spring, that's pretty brutal.
That's a little Irish.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal, but it's just fun.
It definitely is. I mean,
the water's slick. Ain't nobody on the lake.
You want to let it eat.
Yeah,
you want to get out there and let that thing eat, because they ain't but 2 speeds on them boats. That's stopping wide open.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you got to get to where you're going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it gets a little Irish, man. You can't feel your forehead for about 15, 20 minutes after you stop.
Yeah, you got to thaw out for a minute before you start fishing.
You know how you get that brain freeze when you eat ice cream? That's what it feels like when that cold wind hits you in the head when you're running 65, 70 mile an hour down the lake. Yeah. And it's 20 degrees outside.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal, no doubt about it. But hey, if you want to get out there and catch them in the wintertime, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
So, but we do it. But I do like it in the spring better, a whole lot better.
Yeah.
But the bass fish is also.
at least in the spring, it'll warm up a little bit, a couple hours after you get there and you can thaw out some.
I've come to find out the bass fishing is really good in the cold weather too. We catch a lot in the winter, in the dead of the winter. And believe it or not, we caught them in as little as 6 inches of water.
Yeah, y'all were killing them. Y'all were killing them on the Wadowee last year in the wintertime. I mean, it's cold, like freezing cold.
We were sitting there killing fish in probably 6, 8 inches of water, maybe a foot of water. The grumpy fisherman and me were sitting in the boat. It was spitting snow, sleeting. The wind was blowing 35 miles an hour. If it was blowing a mile, it was blowing 35. I mean, you couldn't hardly stand up in the boat. It was blowing so hard. And we were just laying waste to them. I mean, we were catching fish, one right up there, doubles. I mean, it was, I don't know. I can't explain it, but I've learned to like winter fishing. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Spring's, a whole lot more comfortable for sure. And I'm glad to see it coming because we catch them well in the spring too. But it really amazed me to find out how good winter fishing could be because I used to never do it. And they always say, oh, you got to slow down in the wintertime. No, you don't. You can move that plastic worm just like you do in the summertime, and they'll grab it just the same way. And I mean, the bite's the same. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it. But I started doing it about 2 years ago, and I'm glad I did. I used to leave the boat sitting in the garage in the wintertime. I wouldn't get out there. But it definitely going now,
Yeah.
Definitely now. So, I mean, if you want to fish in the winter, get out there and get them. I mean, even in the farm ponds. I fished a farm pond in December. Past 2 years, we fished in this farm pond in December and caught largemouth like it was springtime. Spinner baits and jerk baits, just catching them. I mean, and it ain't no secret that I like the Carolina rig. That's about all I throw when the fish are really acting right. I'll throw a Carolina rig, and I'd like to say that probably 95% of the fish I caught last year were on a Carolina rig, and we caught a lot of fish last year. And I just, yeah, I particularly like the bite on the Carolina rig. And once you learn it, you'll never forget it. And you can catch
fish. It's easy to fish it.
Oh yeah, it's easy to fish. It's easy to fish for sure. I did a little video last year. And I may end up reposting it back on our page again, telling you how to tie that Carolina rig. Makes it a lot easier to do it. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. Once you learn how to do it, you can, I mean, it's effective. I mean, it's effective in farm ponds. It's effective in big lakes. I mean, you can stand from the bank on a big lake and catch fish with it. I mean, it's just an effective way of fishing. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I fish a lot of other stuff too. But I like the Carolina rig, and it's good for a kid too. I mean, if you're fishing with soft plastics anyway, you can fish with a Texas rig worm. I've just noticed that on the Bassmaster, them guys are all throwing rattle traps now, or a newer version of it. And that lure's been around for 100 years. I mean, it's been around forever.
Yeah, you can't beat a rattle trap, spinnerbait, or a plastic worm. If you can't catch fish off of them 3 baits, you can't catch.
They ain't biting. Yeah, they ain't biting.
Yeah, they're not biting.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good baits out there. A lot of things you're gonna spend a lot of money on, and they're gonna catch fish too. But there's three main things. Any kind of plastic worm or a spinnerbait or something like that. You can get out there and have some fun and catch some fish with it. You ain't got to buy anything fancy. Don't worry about all that. You can still catch fish on old school baits.
Yeah, it's kind of like my old friend Danny Pruitt on the Live Well podcast. He comes on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. If you guys want to check him out, he's got some pretty good show going on. But he told me one time on the show, he told us all one time, he said, there's baits that catch fishermen, and there's baits that catch fish. Yeah. And there's a whole lot more to catch fishermen than they are to catch fish.
Yeah, that's the truth. I like old Danny. He's a good guy too.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean,
it is true.
They make it all shiny and sparkly and look, like it can catch fish and it catches fishermen, but you end up throwing it in the bottom of the boat and never using it because you can't catch fish on it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like that.
Kind of old school, I probably got tons of lures I don't ever use, that's in the boat, but if If I need one of them, they're there. But
Yeah.
You're gonna fish with probably primarily, if you fish for bass much, you're gonna fish with 3 colors, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have maybe 3 or 4 baits that you use on a regular basis. Other than that, you can have a boat full of tackle, you won't never pick it up. And the same goes for rods. I got a bunch of rods and reels, but truth be known that most people in their boats don't ever pick up 1 or 2 of them the whole time they're there. They'll pick up 1 or 2 rods. You got your favorite rods that you use all the time. You'll have the rest of them rigged up, laying on the deck. Now, I might pick up a different rod. If I'm in a tournament or something, I've got 6 rods rigged up. I might have something different on all of them, and I'm trying different baits, topwater baits, jigs or whatever. It just depends on what's going on at that time of the year. But for the most part, I don't fish with over 2 rods at a time. Even I got 8 on. I'll have 8 on the deck. I won't never pick up 1 or 2, and nobody else does either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, and you don't have to go to the store and buy them. People think, oh, you got to have the most expensive fishing rod. You got to pay $500 for a fishing rod, and $300 or $400 for a reel. That's not true. You can go and buy you a rod and reel combo for $50 at Academy or Walmart or wherever, and they're name brand stuff. I'm talking about Abu Garcia, just name brand reels. I mean, good stuff. Lose. I mean, they always got these bargain reels. There's nothing wrong with them. They're very good reels. I mean, if it was something you were fishing for a living and you were fishing all the time, 7 days, 7 days a week, you're cranking on that reel all the time. Now, they might be able to put some better gears in there to help you out where they last longer. But the ones you're buying in these stores, they're good. I mean, they're good stuff. I mean, buy you some of that stuff and fish with it. Be glad you got it. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to fish and enjoy yourself. Get a Zebco 202 or 303 or 33 and tie you on a hook and a float and get out there and drown some worms.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And just to tell you, this is a true story. Just to tell you about, we was talking about baits, all these different baits. And I'm not knocking anybody's baits or whatever. Like I get it all. I get it. Right. But we caught fish off a dock on Pop-Tarts, little chunks of Pop-Tarts on Lake Wedowee off of a dock. We'd run out of minnows. All we had was a Pop-Tart, and we sat there and caught brim off Pop-Tarts. I got pictures of it. Nobody believes me. Pop-Tarts.
That's a first.
Yeah.
Pop-Tart. Maybe I need to throw some Pop-Tarts in the boat. What do you think?
If you run out of bait or you ain't catching nothing on the lake and you got some snacks in there, throw something on a hook. Throw it on a hook.
Or take your wife with you.
Yeah, because she'll probably catch all the fish. You won't be catching nothing.
You take your wife, and you'll be taking the fish out for her because you'll be catching them, and you'll be, getting her out of a tree limb somewhere and pulling the fish off and throwing them in the live because you won't be fishing anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
You'll be a guy then,
Yeah.
I better not say too much. They listed it.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the doghouse.
Oh yeah.
Well, I stay in there anyhow.
Well, Priscilla said
Priscilla said cheese puffs will work.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Fish, if they're hungry, they eat about anything.
I gotta rethink this bait buying stuff I got going on. I need to get me some of this junk food. I think the junk food.
Yeah, I think we might be on to something here.
Yeah, no doubt. We might need to start selling this stuff our own brand,
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Colton, you got anything you need to say over there? You've been awful quiet. We won't shut up long enough to let you talk.
He's fixing to get a lesson on how to use a bait caster.
He's fixing to what?
Get a lesson on how to use a bait caster.
Oh yeah. Well,
you're talking about fishing stuff out of tree limbs earlier, so I got a feeling that I'm gonna be fishing him out of tree limbs and getting backlashes out and all that because
those bait casters are fun, but they make them now that won't hardly backlash. I mean, they do make them.
Yeah, I've seen a couple out there. I don't know brands.
Cast King makes one.
Who does?
Yeah, Cast King. Cast King makes one. I can't remember what that name of that thing was, but they make one that just about won't backlash.
Yeah, because I'm sure you cussed me a time or two when I was throwing a bait caster at first. I'm sure I can remember that. You pulling my backlashes out, and that's a cutter. you'd tell me, oh, that was a cutter.
Oh yeah. Hey, I've had some cutters too. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, you cost me a lot of fishing line. Ain't no doubt
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
sure I did.
Yeah. Yeah. The grumpy fisherman said, get him the right one. It's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get him one here pretty soon. We're gonna start trying it out.
Yeah. Yeah. They tell you those things. I mean, the one they got that I told you about, I don't remember exactly what the model was, but they brag about it not backlashing. I don't know. I think the grumpy fisherman might have bought one of those reels. If he did, chime in there, grumpy fisherman.
Yeah.
Tell me how well
it
it works about not backlashing.
Yeah.
But it's and if you remember what kind it was, what the brand name was on it, I know it was. I think it was. I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, grumpy fisherman said they're a lot different now than when Brandon did. But Eddie said he's seen several, so there you go.
He was probably there when I was a kid getting cussed out because I backlashed the reels.
Oh yeah, he was there. He was probably one of the ones dodging you when you were throwing them in plugs that had about had hooks hanging off of them, all over them.
Yeah,
trying not to get one in the back of our head. Yeah,
coming right by his ear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he was around them days when you were doing that for sure. Yeah, he's got some bait now. He's selling some bait. The Grumpy Fisherman. He's Creations is the name of his little bait company. He's got some good stuff out there. We fished with some of it on Wedowee, and I'll be honest with you, he spanked my hiney, man. We were in the boat, and I was in the back of the boat, and he was in the front of the boat, and he was laying waste of fish, and I wasn't catching nothing. I mean, I had to tie on his stuff to start catching fish. But he's got some good stuff out there. You might check him out. Grumpy Creations is the name of his company. Give him a look, man. He's got some stuff out there, and he's selling it now. He's selling online, and it'll catch you fish. I guarantee you that. It'll catch you some fish. He's got one that we used on Wedowee. It's a red colored worm. I don't know what he called that worm. I can't remember what the name of that worm is, but it's about a 7-inch worm, and it's red, and I think he mixes garlic in there with it too. But that thing is deadly. It's deadly. We caught some good fish on it. He caught some good fish. I mean, he was catching them before I, gave up mine and asked for one of his. He was catching them on 2 or 3 to my 1. I mean, just one right after the other. And we were throwing in the same spot. It was crazy. I don't know. He just got some good bait. Give him a try. I think you'll like him. Anybody on here wants to needs to buy some fish bait, that's a good place to get started at. Get some plastic worms. Yeah. I recommend them. But I think we've been running right about an hour or right close to it. I guess we're gonna call it a night tonight and jump off here, and we'll be back in here again Wednesday night. We're gonna start trying to have some guests on here, and we get some more people to subscribe to the channel. We can get some people. I don't want to be embarrassed when we bring a good quality guest on here and have a question and answer session with them. And so share this stuff with your friends, guys, and just share it with your friends and
subscribe to our page. Yeah, subscribe to our page because it doesn't cost you anything. That's kind of how you support us. If you wanted to support us, it's fine. Like, subscribe, whatever. And once we start getting a decent amount of subscribers and stuff like that, we're going to start doing some giveaways. We don't have quite as many people as we want just yet, but once we start getting some people following us and things like that, we're going to start giving away some hats, some products, different things like that. So be sure to let everybody know.
That's right. David, thank you for that comment. We appreciate it, buddy. We're glad you're on here, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we're glad everybody. We appreciate everybody that's on here. We do appreciate it, and share it with your friends. Talk it up. See if you can get some more people interested in it. We'll be here. There's no telling what we're going to talk about. We've got some really good stories to tell too.
We'll even welcome some Democrats in.
Yeah, we
don't.
Yeah. We like everybody.
Yeah.
Get on here and chat with us and comment and engage in a conversation. If you got questions, ask your questions. I mean, That's what we're here for. We don't know everything, but we'll do the best we can to answer your questions. We hope to make this a good time. And I see old Grumpy's jumped off. He went to bed. He's past his bedtime. But we'll try to see y'all again next Wednesday, 8 p.m. So this G4, we're out. God bless.
See y'all later.